Hello, intrepid viewers. Can you believe we're almost there? And this will be my last video before D-Day, Dump Donald Day. So, wow. Now, before I forget and go into one of my famous digressions, a few bits of housekeeping. One is someone has stolen my identity on Telegram. I don't use Telegram, but thankfully a viewer pointed it out to me. So if you get any weird emails saying, I'm not taking emails, but if you want to give me money for readings, no, not me. So I've reported them, she's reported them. So hopefully that will put that to bed. Ooh. And the other thing is, on the night of the election, I'll be doing two events. One is me with Dave Johnson from Moonride, and that's at 6 p.m. EST. We'll be going live, seeing what's happening, and then 8 p.m. EST, we'll be joining Jen Lynn and others who'll be taking it in turns throughout the evening. Okay, so you've got a lot of support in this community for the night of. Okay, now, excuse me. I don't know why I was surprised, but I was a bit surprised yesterday to see there are 40 million Gen Z voters eligible to vote this time round. 40 mil. Now, I thought I'd take a look before we get too excited at whether that's going to translate into turnout, right? So thank you, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, everyone else. It's an awesome number, and youth registrations have been up. So will they turn out? Let's have a look. Will young people turn out for Kamala and themselves? Hello. Have you seen some of those fabulous ads the Dems have been putting out? There's one about the GOP in your bedroom. There might be more than one, but one in particular. I'll put the link up on pinned comments. I did get a good laugh. Okay, Gen Z, will they turn out? Will they turn out? Here we go. Look, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. I don't think it'll be 38,900,000, but the cards are kind of good. It's time. Now, Wheel of Fortune governs time and shifts in big consciousness as well as individual consciousness, all of that. And Australia went from being a conservative backwater in the late 60s into the early 70s, and we got the most fabulous Labor government. And their slogan was, it's time. I like that. Fresh start, brand new day. What we also know is people who vote early tend to continue to vote. If you don't vote when you're 20, 30 or 40, it's rare that you start in your 50s, although I'm sure this election there's some coming out because I've had correspondence with them saying, I haven't voted before now. So that is fabulous. Justice. It has to happen. This is social justice as much as legal justice, but we've got a few legal questions coming up. Justice and 10 of Pentacles. Now, this is the card of different generations. So it's interesting I'm asking a generational question. We're talking about the young ones in between here. But it's like, I think they will get impetus from their generic community. Obviously, there's young right-wing turkeys and there's young neo-Nazis and there's young everybody awful. However, the majority of people, I've got faith in young people, generally speaking. So I think it's going to be a generational shift and change with these cards. Wow. Please, please. Now, before I get to the next question, a sheriff in Ohio went on social media and said, I'm not going to help anyone in my district. I don't know which exact district it is. I'm not going to help anyone in my district if they vote for Kamala Harris, and I'm going to use the electoral rolls. I'm sorry, didn't you swear an oath? Now, he's got sent a letter. He's got a little smack in the mail. Bad behavior. Not good enough. He should have been sacked. He's saying it's his medication made him do it. Oh, vomit. Vomit. Anyway, moving on. Now, Trump media, under the stewardship of Dennis Nunes, CEO, turns out they've been outsourcing high-level technical work to Mexico. Don't you love it? America first, America first. And just imagine, you know, all the MAGA merchandise that's made in China. I mean, they don't get it. But back to DJT stock. It fell 14% immediately after the Madison Square Garden rally, and they had to stop trading twice just to stop it crashing. So let's have a little look at that. Will it crash by the end of the year? Will it crash after this election? Will DJT? We'll have to get out the deck chairs, you know, and have a look. Watch it sink on the stock exchange. But will it properly crash? I'm not interested in it going down 5 points, 10 points, or 14%. See it go through the floor. Okay, future of DJT after the election. Media outlet. All that shuffling. Oh, the magician keeps turning up. Okay. Pentacles, pentacles, all about money. Hell, surprise. Okay. So this, I think, because all the cards, as I'm sure you've realised after watching us for so many years, if you don't do tarot yourself, all the cards have various interpretations depending on the topic, on the spread, you know, what's around them, etc., etc. So the card that we just had talking about generations, this is, I think, talking about the generations who chose to support the Yeti and put money in, thinking they were going to make a fortune because you touch a billionaire, you become a billionaire. Yeah, right. Okay. It's like there's a big problem with financial literacy, right? A big problem. And I was just saying, I think it was with Hogarth the other day, civics and financial literacy should be in every high school so people know how money works. Anyway, this is the money they're about to lose. The magician has kept them in it up until now, kept them afloat. That's him working his perverse magic. However, the King of Pentacles, who he also is, this is, I don't even like using the word charisma in relation to the Yeti, but you know what I mean. He does have this spell over people. This is him, the brilliant business guy. They're going to realize, sadly, that it's fool's gold. Oh my God, fool's gold. There you go. Look, what can you say? There's no cure for stupid. People will insist on following this man, but investing with him, kiss of death. Kiss of death. Now, we're, oh, I think this is important. With people being spellbound by this man, although if you watch the Midas Touch, there's endless videos of people streaming out of rallies that are already quite small, right? Streaming out. But nonetheless, he's making it a calling card is how he abuses and refuses to pay workers. And you've got working people going, yeah, yeah. I mean, um, anyway, the point I wanted to make was people working for the Trump and Musk PAC were lied to when they said, what are we doing and what is it about? They weren't told what it was about. Then they were shunted around in vans with no seats, like cargo, in the back of an old metallic van going round. Then they were told, your motel will only be paid if you reach your target that we have set, because we don't know what it feels like to go knocking on doors all day. And so we've got no idea. Their target was 1,000 a week, 1,000 people a week. Ridiculous. Anyway, two of them are suing them. There'll be no shortage of court cases after this. But it's just this treating workers as interchangeable, disposable. You know, this is just a mug job. Who cares? You don't want it, someone else will have it. This is how our societies have become now. It's very individualistic, lack of respect for workers, but this is upfront and in your face. So back to the muskrat. What was the question about him? Lena, focus. Right. Now, you would have heard that he came to the States on a student visa in the 90s, then didn't enroll in any classes at Stanford. Therefore, he contravened his visa because he worked while allegedly being a student. Now, it's a long time ago, but really, for the most powerful man, who is now a one-man NASA, I should ask that. Is Kamala going to do something about Musk? Anyway, he also had a court case about this $1 million bribe for people to sign up to their PAC. It's been taken to court. Did he turn up? No. So let's have a look. I'm sure the judge wasn't impressed, but that's not good enough. We're not impressed if nothing happens to him. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be one rule of law for the serfs and the others for the barons. No. But apparently, we're being forced to wake up to that reality too. Okay, so will anything happen? Or will they just fine him? $1,000 a day or something stupid? Will there be anything? Will there be anything? Musk and the $1 million bribes. Tell us a bit about that. Let's have a look. Ah, I like that. They're thinking about what they can do. Okay. See, the legal system, and it's not just the US, of course. I mean, it's particularly bad in the US. But in Australia or the UK, anyway, if you can afford a top-notch lawyer, you're either not going to get a custodial sentence, or it'll be greatly reduced, or it will go away. If you can't, you're more likely to be one of those in there. It's very rare that you get a Bernie Madoff or a Martha Stewart. Very rare. But we're due for another one. Now, central card justice. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, thank you. Oh, look at it. I love that. There's a bit of horse trading behind the scenes with this Six of Pentacles compromise. I think this is lawyers talking to lawyers and the judge going, well, what do we do with the richest man in the world? We'll grow some, would be my response, but then I'm plain speaking. They're trying to come up with something that will bite. Because, look, the credentials of the entire legal system are on display here. It is just the Knight of Wands coming in. I think this is a government lawyer who's got something to say about all this. Knight of Pentacles, I see this being a fine for now, but will he turn up next time? So I think the compromise will be this time he'll be fined and next time a custodial sentence. Dare to dream. Someone's got to draw the line. They will get death threats. That's what happens in the public sphere, apparently. However, someone's got to stand up to these people. You know, shocking. All right, so now I want to have a quick look at the shutdown potential here. When does the money run out? I think just before Christmas, doesn't it? 20th of December or something. They've got the Band-Aid. But if, when the GOP loses, they've still got Congress. What's going to happen with the shutdown? Because it really should be, I forget the term, when I was reading on this a couple of years ago, or whenever, the term was political malpractice, I think. So willfully not signing off on the budget, because it's always been a gentleman's deal, obviously, but it's a profoundly inept, outdated system. You know, nowhere else in the world, I cannot think of another country on the planet where this rubbish goes on. No other democracy does this. It's just a stupid leftover from back in the day. So, government shutdown. Will GOP go for a shutdown? Well, I think it'll be a bumpy ride. It gets good cards, bad cards, and something else, right? So the main card here is making a pact, making a deal. People are happy, phew. But then I think someone pulls the plug on it and it's devastating news. You know, that they said, or they thought they had the numbers. Mike Johnson thought he had numbers this way or that way or something. This could also be him and his heart being broken because he won't do it at the end. I don't know how much courage he has. Or it could be the opposite. It could be the Dems frustrated because they superficially agree and at the last minute the vote doesn't work. Think about how this looks from the point of view of the rest of the world. That a United States government can't access its own budget that has already been agreed. It looks bad. And sometimes I think there's been several big humanitarian cases in Australia over the years, including juvenile detention of Aboriginal kids. It's not till the world notices and the world talks about it and the world complains that people can see it. And I think it might be one of those cases. Keep your eye on that. We'll have to follow through because I rarely remember what I actually say. So you can let me know if that happens. Okay, Now I'm going to finish because this is a very big day. I'm going to finish here with some cards for you guys. So, oh my word. I love the S word at the moment. There's talk of Kamala surging here and surging there. There was a silver surge in Pennsylvania or somewhere. Go the S's. Surge away, Kamala. Okay. Right. Right. What do the viewers need to know? This is just advice going forward, just for the next few days, nothing too ambitious. Okay. Wow, that's really nice. Now, my 10 of Cups card here, which is often my fake family GOP card, right, has been for years. However, for normal people, that is you guys, who aren't active cult members and psychopaths, it's back to its original meaning, which is gorgeous. And don't you love the rainbow? Do you not love the rainbow? People of color celebrating, rainbow flag, everyone getting together, everyone getting on, diversity and inclusion. I think we will see a tremendous amount of that alongside the appalling behavior of the serfs. And this is your inner world. And if you work on your own inner world, you can shine the light for others. So stay strong in that principle. Then I love this. Look at this. Things happening quickly, moving forward at a pace. You've got to love that. You've got to love that. So bask in the rainbow. Okay. I'd like to do a shout out here before I end too to RuPaul for RuPaul's Drag Race, which is a global franchise now. He has done a tremendous amount of work over decades, and every show for the last 2 years has been ending with register to vote, go vote, 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 vote. So he deserves a heads up as much as Taylor Swift or anyone else. Blessings, RuPaul. Okay, guys, so I'll put up the critical channels and times, and I'll put up the link to that ad. Okay, take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you 6 p.m. EST on the night of, on Tuesday night for you guys. Ciao.